so that's flat there, and I'll green tick that. Yep. Now, as you can notice, it hasn't got a hole in the middle, so what we can do now is we can create a sketch on this top plane here, sketch, then we can click on here and we can go offset, select that line on the outside, offset, reverse direction, and then select 1 mil. Okay, so we created a thickness here. Now what we're going to do is basically cut away material. Okay, again, so I can green tick that. Now we've got our circle. We can go exit sketch up here. We go feature, extrude cut, 9 mil again, select in here and green tick it. Okay, and there we have it. There's our brick created. So there's one final thing we do now. If we across here, if we select appearances and selection, then we can go down to plastic, high gloss, and then select back brick over here, high gloss, and we go down and we'll select right click on the plastic that you want to choose and apply the material to, and we go add appearance to part, and there we go. And there we've got a nice red brick now, and so we can now go back to file and save, and there's our first. Alright guys, now it's time for the second part of the tutorial in order to create the floor brick. So it's going to be a similar technique as to before, and we'll be learning some more skills as well. Okay, so here's the floor brick, as you can see here. So we'll be extruding, drawing the floor plan, extruding up, creating the circles here, extruding them up, and then we'll use a pattern tool to pattern this, so therefore it saves us time and minimises the amount of features within our history tree, which is a really good thing to do in Solidworks, as it minimises the size of the overall file. Okay, so first things first is time to go up to File, New, Part. Okay, as we've done before, so we're creating a new part, then we'll go File, Save, and in our Solidworks car file we will choose Create Floor Brick, call it Floor Brick, save type, file, save. Okay, now we're ready to go. So again, before we'll be creating the part on our plane, so we'll go right click, top plane, sketch, and we'll go up to the rectangle tool again, click in here, click anywhere, green tick. Now we'll add smart dimensions to both sides, so we'll go smart dimension, click there, add a dimension of 64, green tick, and again across here add a dimension of 16. Okay, right, there we go. What we can do, guys, if we do get one of these dimensions wrong, you can always double click on it and you can change dimension in there, but I'm not going to because 64 is right. So if I select this now, I can bring that down to there, bring that down across to there. So green tick that. Now I'll exit out the sketch because we're ready to extrude it. Click extrude. Now we want to extrude this only 3mm. So type 3 in the box down here for dimension and green tick. Okay, guys, remember, if we get anything wrong in there, say if you put 4 and it's actually 3, what you can do is go across, right click again, go edit feature, and you can basically change anything that you've done. And this goes for if you've got a massive long history tree, you can always go back and edit something, so it's not difficult. And the same goes for the sketch, but I'm not going to show you how to do that for now. Right, so we've got our first part. Now it's ready to draw the circles on top and extrude them up and create a pattern along here. So we go click on our top plane and we'll go right click, sketch. Okay, remember spacebar and click normal 2 on the options and it will bring it into our window, so it's nice and easy for us to see. So I'm going to create a circle again in a similar way we've done before. So I'll click there, press escape to get out of the circle tool, and we'll add dimensions. So again, from there to there is 4 mil. Oh, the radius I haven't done, sorry, the diameter again is 4 mil. Always make sure, guys, within Solidworks you're constantly dimensioning things. It's really important to remember that. Okay, so 4 mil again, green tick. Okay, now that's ready. Now again, I can add a centre line down the middle, so press escape, there we go, centre line, and then I click down, hover down, wait for that orange bit to come up, select that, and select that point. Now I can mirror entities within there, so I'll click on there and click on there. Now green tick that. Now I've got my two circles. Now what we're going to use is the pattern linear sketch pattern tool to pattern these all the way along. So it basically means we don't have to draw it over and over again. So I'll click on linear sketch pattern, and I will entities pattern this and this, and we will select in here 8 mil. And in here we will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the amount we need, and as we can see, our patterns become on our object. Okay, so we can have if we click on here, this will also add a dimension, so we can change any dimensions, but I know that's correct for now. And we can green tick that. There are all our circles. Exit sketch. Now we've got our circles. Make sure the sketch is highlighted. As you can see, it's appeared in our history tree, and we extrude the objects by 2 mil. So in here, 2 mil, green tick, and there we go. There we created our first objects there. Okay, so now we're ready to shell this. So as we've done before, click on the shell option up here. Add a dimension first of 1 on the place, the area that we want to remove, face to remove. We click on this bottom face here, and we'll go to show preview just so we can see what it will look like before we commit to anything. So that's okay. Green tick that. There we go. Right, there's one more thing we need to do before we finish the floor brick. If we go back into here and we look on the bottom here again we've got our pattern. I'll just check the dimension again. So remember, go across there, 5.4, same as before. So we need to pattern that again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize that, go back into our floor brick. Right, now we're going to create a sketch on this bottom here. So I'll go sketch. Now if I click spacebar, normal 2. Okay, so I know that circle's in the middle of these circles, so what I can do again is use the centre line, and if I hover over that I will pick up the centre, and if I hover over there the centre will come. So you want to click between the two centres, so therefore we have a centre line created. And I'm using this centre line as a reference for me, guys. So it's really important. Get into the habit of using the centre lines. Okay, now we click on the centre here, and we will put that there, like so. Smart dimension this to 5.4. Exit that. Green tick that. Now we can offset by 1 millimeter. If we use the offset tool, what we can do is we can avoid having to, remember before we had to cut back down, but we can avoid doing that by just literally offsetting this by 1 millimeter, green tick, and select there, and select reverse direction because we want it to go inwards, green tick that, feature, extrude. And that we can see it's now gone to 2 mil. Right. So remember before we done a pattern within the sketch. There's also another tool which is linear pattern tool. So there's more than one way to do things within SolidWorks usually. So if we use the linear pattern tool now, Now select the direction along here. Look, and we put 8mm in there. Features to pattern, if that's already selected, it'll appear within there, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got in here features to pattern, that's our feature there, and then we select 8mm in diameter and 7 is the amount, and there we go. Now we've created our floor brick. Last thing to do, as we've done before, guys, we select up here floor brick, and we go across pattern, and we select the appearance. We right click on red gloss and add appearance to part, and there we go. There's our floor brick created. Go file, save.